Hey everyone, it's moonmothgoddess. Welcome back to the channel. If you're returning, welcome if you're new, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. Today we're asking Spirit, what lesson is your soul learning at this time? For those of you that may be feeling a little bit stuck or even bored or kind of feeling that, why do I keep experiencing the same situations over and over again? So what kind of lessons are we learning at this time? So we are going to be doing 3 piles today for your reading. And today, instead of using crystals, I'm just using these crystal spirit cards for you guys. So what lesson is your soul currently learning? So pile number 1 is going to be card number 10, Black Tourmaline. What lesson is your soul learning? And that can be with, lessons that you kind of feel maybe happening within yourself, in your connections with other people. Pile number 2, you are going to be the Tiger's Eye with card 56. And then pile number 3, you are going to be card number 45, Pyrite. So what lesson is your soul currently learning? Maybe for some of you, multiple lessons that you're kind of going through at this time, learning at this time to help you evolve and grow and move further along down your path. And finding that kind of deeper understanding within the self based off of the experiences that you're currently having and also those that you've learned in your recent past. So what lesson is your soul learning? Pile 1 with the Black Tourmaline, pile 2 with the Tiger's Eye, and then pile number 3 with the Pyrite. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So for those of you that resonated with the Black Tourmaline card, number 10. So we're going to start off with the message for this card for what lesson your soul is currently learning. And then we are going to move into your tarot messages for your reading today. So the message with the Black Tourmaline is about learning how to set healthy healthy boundaries, and also, removing yourself from any type of negative or unwanted energies that are coming through, maybe from friends, from family members, or even romantic partners. And it is about, protecting yourself, your energy, and also gaining healthy interdependence when it does come to romantic connections, especially. Okay. So this is going to be also making sure that you are, of course, also respecting another person's boundaries, having your own set of boundaries, and also making sure that you are taking care of yourself. You're giving yourself enough attention. You're not neglecting yourself, and that you are not kind of overly, I feel like, putting forth energy towards another person, meaning that you are giving up your own needs and sacrificing your own. And this is also about you, maintaining those balanced boundaries in a way that is helping you to recognize when you do need time for yourself and you do need to kind of give other people space and being respecting of that as well. So just being a little bit more mindful may be something for some of you that you keep experiencing over and over again, where you feel like you're being tested, right? By people kind of coming in, invading your space, or it could even be the other way around. So this is one of your first lessons, and I'm just going to put this little crystal here to hold that up. Okay, and then we're going to get into our tarot to see what lesson is your soul learning. Okay, and it can also be with the Black Tourmaline, of course, removing yourself from people who are kind of like energy vampires, right? Where you learn to speak up, you learn to use your voice to let people know, hey, these are some boundaries that I have set, and, I'm not appreciating you for crossing them. So let's see. Pile number 1, what lessons are your soul, or is your soul learning at this time? Pile number 1, what lesson? Can also be, removing people out of your life, right? that are, continuously crossing certain boundaries, or if they constantly just bring in negative energy, right? That is you learning to really kind of speak up and stand up for yourself, to kind of either keep that person at a distance, keep them pushed away, or, whatever it may be, you letting a person know how you feel, being open, being honest, right? So we're starting off with the High Priestess. Okay, we also have the Six of Swords. What lesson is pile number 1 learning? We have the Star. What lesson is pile number 1's soul learning at this time? We also have the Hierophant. Okay. What lesson is pile number 1's soul learning? We also have the Eight of Cups. Okay. The Chariot. So I'm noticing that we have a lot of major arcana here, which are major things, that are kind of going on. We have the Page of Pentacles. We also have the Queen of Cups. And then at the bottom of the deck, we also have the Ace of Wands. So it definitely looks like there are multiple things, that your soul is learning. And I feel like it's some pretty powerful energy, especially with us having the High Priestess, the Star, the Hierophant. Some of you, this can be a lot of very spiritual lessons, especially for those of you that are, very spiritual, very psychic. Energy is also what I'm seeing very powerfully coming through here. There's also this lesson of healing and being able to kind of move on from past old patterns of behavior, old belief systems, and really truly stepping into your power here, into your intuition, learning to be guided, I feel like, in your life more so by your intuition, and learning to trust what your gut feelings are in certain situations for yourself. And I'm also feeling like this is something that is helping you to kind of find willpower, strength, power, determination, balance within your own energies, your feminine, your masculine energies within yourself. I feel like there's also this lesson for you to continue to hold hope and faith and trust in the universe's plan and divine timing, and really helping you to kind of move yourself away from any outdated ways of thinking, removing yourself from situations that you kind of feel intuitively, this is no longer serving me. I feel like I need to move on from this job, this relationship, this friendship, this situation, whatever that may be. I'm also seeing this lesson where, with the Eight of Cups energy here, that you are, I feel like, honoring the place, that you've been in the past, and also honoring, the place that you may even feel you need to pull away from. It's kind of like you are recognizing when a current situation is no longer serving you in a way that is helping you to grow, or helping you in a way that feels supportive, and that you have enough courage to be able to let go of that and kind of step into this new energy. I'm also seeing this energy of freedom coming through with the Chariot energy, where you're kind of freeing yourself from any, systems, belief systems, situations that are creating rigidity or restriction in some way for you. And I'm also feeling like this is a lesson for you to, tap into your creative energy. There's also lessons here that your soul is learning surrounding unconditional love, and also about recognizing that you yourself, pile number 1, hold much knowledge and wisdom within yourself. I'm definitely feeling like this is not your first lifetime here on earth, because we do have both the High Priestess and the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups here, which are incredibly very spiritual, as well as the Star, very spiritual energies. And it's kind of like, your vehicle here as the Chariot, with this knowledge and wisdom that you have within yourself, your soul is kind of learning to when to separate itself from, like I said, people, situations, romantic partnership, family member situations that are kind of no longer, teaching you or helping you to grow in any way. So there's a very powerful energy that is coming through in this pile, most definitely. It's also teaching you to kind of move away from, any type of ways of thinking, or even friendships, relationships that are creating chaotic energy in your life, and teaching you to kind of move away from it and kind of take in what those lessons are. And for you to truly step into becoming your own leader, your own guide. Like I said, with both the High Priestess and the Hierophant, both of these are, tapped in and tuned into the Akashic records, especially the High Priestess energy here. This is many lifetimes of knowledge, the things that you've learned from previous lifetimes. And it's kind of like you have this connection to spirit in this lifetime where you're able to kind of receive those downloads. A lot of very spiritual energy, guidance, wisdom that is kind of this beautiful connection that you have from the spirit realm, and kind of bringing that into the physical to really help you and guide you along your path. Many of you are learning to kind of discover a lot of hidden talents, gifts that you have, which can include your psychic gifts. It can include creative energy. It can include this very nurturing compassion. Most of you that chose this pile are empaths. So that may be why this is so important for you to learn this, because you guys are like spiritual sponges. You may be attracting a lot of people. You may attract people that are wounded, people that need help, people that, are kind of like relying on you in a way to help them. And so that may be also why you're needing to kind of create these boundaries, and why that is so important, because you may feel like you are this, people look to you as this guide for guidance, for opinions, and kind of wanting advice from you. And it's kind of like you're needing to really kind of keep things, in a state of balance. I'm also feeling that, one of the lessons that you're learning is to clear your energy and to keep yourself grounded, and to really create those boundaries that are going to help you to kind of maintain your own energy here, your own balance. I'm also seeing lessons of unconditional love, of caring, of nurturing, of compassion, of empathy, of emotional balance, emotional maturity in that here as well. Okay. And I'm also feeling that, if there's any situation that you feel like you're kind of in right now, and you kind of feel like, okay, this is no longer a fit, you're learning this lesson to be able to kind of elevate and, go through your ascension process, evolving, growing as a soul, and discovering I feel like so many incredible creative talents that you have. With this Page of Pentacles energy here, there's this eagerness that comes along with the Page of Pentacles of wanting to create and wanting to, work on new projects, work on new skills, work on new talents. And I feel like many of you are going to be discovering a lot of, the things that are hiding for some of you, that you're meant to explore, that you're meant to kind of open up with, and really kind of learning how to make your dreams come true, and to kind of feel happy and fulfilled, and pursuing passions, dreams, desires. And many of the ideas that are being brought to you, I feel like at this time, are ones that Spirit is kind of trusting that you are meant to, kind of have play out in the physical, because these downloads are something that you are receiving from the spiritual realm, from your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides that are kind of helping you along this path. So this is absolutely beautiful, beautiful energy. The strongest energies that are coming through here are Pisces, Aquarius, Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Strong Cancerian energy here as well. Okay, so let's go into pulling some oracle messages. And it's also healing. I'm also feeling that many of you are learning to self-heal, right? You're learning to heal yourself. Let's see what else. Pile number 1. What lessons is your soul learning? What lessons? Okay, so we have the Curio Cabinet. And I'm also seeing the Moth. Let's get one more. What lessons is pile number 1? We also have winter. Okay. So I'm also getting this energy here already with the energy of winter is when to take a break, when to rest, especially, like I said, for those of you that are putting out a lot of care, a lot of empathy towards other people, right? Wanting to people please, wanting to take care of others, putting other people's needs ahead of your own. So with that winter energy, to me, this is also about knowing when it's time to take a break, to take a rest, so that you can kind of recalibrate in a way to come back stronger and better to really work on your creations or what it is that you're manifesting in your life. So this is a time maybe in the winter, right? If we think about the season of winter, for those of us that are in the northern hemisphere, the whole landscape, right, is covered in snow. The trees, the flowers, everything is dormant. And in this time, it's kind of like, I feel like symbolic in a way of this period of rest, so that we can kind of really work on what it is that we're trying to, grow in our garden or, in the landscape here. So this is a time for hibernation, for dormancy, and knowing that in the spring that we will have these new opportunities for creation. So I love how this energy is kind of playing out. To me, this is also about transformation, okay? Your soul learning to transform away from, things that no longer serve, and are having a powerful amount of growth through that process, okay? What I'm also seeing with the moth energy here is also, for many of you, learning as a soul lesson in this lifetime, learning that you are not alone, that you have the support of your ancestors, you have the support of your spirit guides, and to trust in connection, like I said, with that high priestess energy, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Cups, that you can connect with your spirit guides at any time, all the time. They are always there. They're always ready to help you, okay? And also that we have this moth here. Moths are also symbolic of kind of, because the moth's lifetime, their lifespan is not very long, right? And they are kind of creatures that live in the dark, right? And so during that very short time, you will always notice how the moths are always attracted to light, whether you kind of one accidentally kind of comes in the house, and you notice that they kind of go automatically to the light bulb, the light source, and kind of dance around the light bulb and kind of that. But, it really is kind of like this transformative process. It's also, if you think about it symbolically, that's happening within you, right? And because I feel like you guys are very tapped in, very tuned into your psychic energy, or for some of you, it can even be kind of like a work in process where you're learning to connect into your spiritual gifts, into your spirituality, right? Working on that. But for those of you that do have an awareness where you are, someone who's very tuned in, this process is you kind of making your way in life through the darkness and to the light, and that light being the spirit realm, right? Our connection to the divine, universal energy. Okay, so that is a beautiful process that's also happening for you there with that moth energy as well. Okay. And the curio cabinet is also about you learning to protect yourself, right? Things that you're needing to kept to yourself, meaning that you're not truly opening yourself up to people who are not appreciating you, right? Or people who are taking advantage, people who are, kind of like going back to this black tourmaline energy, right? A lot of this protection of your own energy. So let's go into some of our oracle messages, pile number 1. But yeah, I'm so far, I'm loving this energy that you've got here. Some very powerful, very, very powerful spiritual energy, pile 1. So what lessons is your soul learning? Wow. Okay, so we have new birth here. And it says creation and metamorphosis, which is what we're already seeing here, right? The creation of something new, the metamorphosis, the transformation that is taking place. You're coming into your being. You're coming into your authenticity, right? Your true self, your authentic self. What lesson is pile number 1 learning? We have small steps, and it says breaking it down into smaller goals, building the momentum, and 1 step at a time. So for some of you, it can also be realizing that you don't have to rush and try to make everything happen at once, right here, right now, and and kind of learning that life is this, ongoing learning process for all of us, and not feeling that you have to kind of rush your healing journey, or you have to rush this or rush that, but for you to feel, like I said, for some of you, taking time to rest, right? Taking time to really clear your mind so that you can keep that channel open. We also have waiting here, and it says waiting for something or someone, delaying action. Okay? Now, for some of you where there are ideas, there's inspiration, there's potential in those creative ideas that you have. Some of you could be, delaying, procrastinating, right? So this is going to be a time for you to understand that you can, the big goals that you have, you can break them down into smaller ones, and you can kind of take the baby steps as long as there is movement that is forward. Okay. So for those of you, it can be learning to have patience, right? For your manifestations that are also there. So let's see what else, and it could be a big lesson. I'm getting Sagittarian energy, Sagittarius energy coming through. Definitely a lesson in being patient. Okay. Let's see what else. What soul lesson are you learning? What lessons are your soul learning? We also have justice. Okay. And it says, do what you think is right. Only honesty brings success and spiritual order and truth. Okay. So this can also be the justice energy is also about creating balance, right? Karmic lessons with the justice energy here. Okay, let's see. We've also got sacred sexuality, infinite flow of divine love and intimacy in your relationships, and also your sexual energy. Okay, which to me is about you truly stepping into your power, right? To me, this is connected into the sacral chakra. And so the sacral chakra is not only our sexuality, but it's also our confidence, right? You being confident in yourself is also something that you're learning. And then at the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing sacred alchemy. And it says the magical process of creation, creating a life of magic and union with the divine, which is absolutely beautiful. And funny enough, this card actually came out when I was doing your, just kind of preparing for your energy for your pile. And it's coming out again, which is really saying that this energy is really meant for you. Okay? Beautiful union with the divine, which is an absolutely beautiful, amazing energy. Like I said, with all of these major arcana, very spiritual in nature. Okay, so there's a lot of spiritual lessons that you're also going through and learning in this process. So let's see what else. And those of you that are wanting to book private readings, I feel like I forgot to say this in the intro today, but those of you that are wanting a private reading, you can always find my email in the description box, okay, where you can just send me an email and I will send you the information on readings. So pile 1, what lesson is your soul learning? Pile 1, what lesson is your soul learning? What lesson? Look at that, emotional maturity, okay? We've already said that with the Queen of Cups. We've got tolerant, easygoing, romantic, affectionate, charming, loyalty, emotions in check, right? So you're learning to really keep things in balance, okay? We also have perseverance, right? The wounded warrior, wisdom and strength, gained through experience, trials, and tribulations. Okay, so for many of you, this perseverance is because you may have felt like in the past you've been knocked down, right? And you might feel like, okay, I want to give up. I don't want to try anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Many of you may even, I'm even picking up this energy here of wounded healers. Okay. Many of you are kind of working on transmuting a lot of that darker energy, the darker experiences that you've had in your life, pain, trauma, inner childhood stuff, and really kind of working at changing that and turning that, I feel like, into your superpower. Like I said, for many of you with that Hierophant energy, the High Priestess, you're meant to be mentors, guides. I feel like in this lifetime, you're meant to be using your spiritual gifts. Okay, and it may even be to be helping other people, which is a whole nother reading, but this is coming through here for you guys. So I need to let you know, what lesson is your soul learning? It could be that you're kind of like a mentor in training, right? You have all of this knowledge, all of these things that you've accumulated from a past life. And so in this, I'm also seeing that your soul lesson that you're learning is also remembering who you are. Remembering who you are as this divine being, right? This very spiritual energy, which is beautiful. Okay. We've got happy news, messages of sweet affections, admiration, someone crushing on you, inner child, and psychic abilities, which is really, to me, the energies that are connecting into this, right? And once you are also with the Queen of Cups energy, once you are at that place where you are replacing old karmic lessons from a place of love and compassion and empathy, you're elevating your vibration, which means what? It means that you are attracting and attracted to different romantic partners, right? You're able to find a well-balanced connection to be able to maintain healthy connections, healthy friendships, healthy relationships, right? You may also be working on healing the inner child and also learning all about your psychic abilities. And then we have straightforward, petty, gossip, curiosity, news, chatter, direct, intelligent thinking, and speaking out, right? Which to me kind of, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the Queen of Wands. Just kind of standing here in your power, finding confidence in yourself, stepping into your intelligence, learning to use your voice, learning to speak up, which would also be very Queen of Swords as well. Okay, which is what I'm seeing there. And then underneath the deck, we do have dedication, right? You're dedicating yourself, you're committing yourself to certain things that you're really wanting to manifest into your life, achieving goals that you have, being able to kind of attain abundance, right? Manifestation for yourself, realizing your power to be able to create and strengthening that connection that you do have to the divine, okay? Elevating your vibration. So what lesson is your soul learning? Pile number 1. Last messages, pile 1. What lesson is your soul learning? What lessons? We have living in ego and extravagance, right? So to me, this is about the release, the detachment away from the ego, right? No longer allowing the ego to control you, right? To control your spiritual being, but more so that you are a spiritual being who's in control of your ego, right? You're not allowing the ego to lead you, right? Or even for some of you, learning that there may be some things in your life where you feel like I need to have that in order for me to feel good or happy, or I need that, I need this, I need to have this in my life, right? When you're truly stepping into this very spiritual elevated energy, the idea of material is I feel like something that you feel like you need less of, right? You're truly stepping into your true spiritual power, your energy. And to me, that is that separation away from the ego, right? You working on your ascension. We never completely get rid of the ego because it is something that we do need that does serve a purpose within our life. However, we don't have to allow it to be kind of like in control of us, right? Where the ego tells us, I need this right now, or I need to have this to survive, right? And it could be that new pair of shoes, right? We don't really need it, right? So this is about learning to separate the self, right? You're, like I said earlier, you are the spiritual being that is in control of the ego, not the other way around, right? You're not allowing the ego to control you, your divinity. So let's see, what lesson is your soul learning? Right? What lesson is pile number 1 soul learning? Codependency and addictions. Okay? So to me, that ties into this justice energy here, right? That could, for some of you, literally be struggling with any type of addictions, right? That could be food addiction. It could be unhealthy attachments, obsessions that we have to other people. It could be, literally alcohol, drugs, anything else that we have, sex, right? Codependency is also that release, right? Not feeling like we need to have this person, that we need to stay with this person, right? Any type of that energy here that you're experiencing. We also have vanishing and disappearance, ghosted. So many of you, what your soul also may be learning, and this may be something that you're currently going through or something that you've even experienced in the past, is abandonment, right? Healing that abandonment wound, healing any type of codependency, and look at the bottom. Unconditional love, which is what you are replacing it with here, okay? The ego is telling us we need to be in that partnership. We need that person. We need this job, right? That is illusion, right? And that is really what your soul is learning to break away from, and replacing that with unconditional love, which is the highest vibration. Okay, highest vibration. We also have illumination, hidden truths being revealed, and a clear path ahead, right? That path becomes clear when you let go, right? You're not afraid to let go. All right, so pile number 1, I'm going to leave your reading here for you. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. And if you chose another pile, I will see you there. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. So for those of you that resonated with the Tiger's Eye card, we're going to start your reading off with the message for this card. And this card is absolutely beautiful. I was like looking at it while kind of meditating on your energy here. So the message with the Tiger's Eye, or Tiger Eye, in this deck is really about manifestation and bringing things into physicality, right? This energy here of Tiger's Eye represents the energy of fire, which is action, inspired action, and also the earth energy, which is kind of grounding that into the physical. So those of you that have Tiger's Eye, this is also an excellent crystal for you to use for your manifesting your dreams into being, okay? As a result of your grounded action. And it's about having clear intentions towards what your goals are. And if you feel like the goals that you have within your life are ones that are rather large, right? You have like this huge goal, this huge dream for yourself. It's not, because when we think about it in that way, sometimes it can get very overwhelming. We can feel very overwhelmed. So this is rather about you taking the little steps, the little actions that are going to help to kind of bring that manifestation into form. So this is about, not playing it small, positive willpower, staying optimistic about things, and realizing that you have the power to manifest whatever it is that you're thinking, dreaming, and bring it into form with clear purpose. This is time for co-creating, right? You're learning how to manifest. You're learning how to bring those ideas into a place where you can actually see them manifest for you within the physical, which is something that your soul is learning how to do. And you may have already been working on manifestations and kind of seen, how quickly they may also take place once you kind of take that inspired action, right? Once you no longer just kind of thinking about it, right? But actually taking the first step, taking the risk, stepping outside of your comfort zone, sometimes for some of you, and really bringing it into form, okay? So we're going to get started with your tarot. Pile number 2, what lessons is your soul learning at this time? What lessons is pile number 2 learning? Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Eight of Wands, and I love that because you have the Eight of Wands here, which is about action, movement, putting things, energy in motion, okay? We also have the strength energy here, okay? So Leo, we also have the 8 of Swords, which what I'm seeing here is being able to kind of control a lot of the negative thoughts, conflict that's kind of happening within you, and having the courage. We also have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, and so I'm seeing how, all right, we got the Lovers. What lesson is your soul learning? We also have the 5 of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Swords. Okay, so with the Page of Swords energy here, this is definitely learning lessons. The Page of Swords is more the energy of like a student learning something. So there are lessons that you are learning in this, and I feel like it is that you are learning to change the way that you think. Okay, because I am noticing that we do have the 8 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, and also the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, and really what I feel like you're learning here is to let go of any of the lack mindset, lack mentality, meaning that if there is something that is lacking or missing from your life, whether it be, success, abundance, a relationship for those of you that are single, or you're kind of feeling like you're struggling in the love department, or even finding abundance with career, your dream job, or, whatever it may be, is that you are learning to move beyond these limitations. And some of them I feel like are within your own mind. Okay. The 8 of Swords can sometimes be when we keep ourselves in a mental prison of negative thinking, negative thoughts. Okay. The Knight of Wands in reverse can also be this energy of being hasty or making hasty decisions, or even self-sabotage, right? We sabotage our own plans. We sabotage our own manifestations. And it's about learning to kind of find that courage, strength, I feel like, within yourself to control your thoughts and not allowing your thoughts to control you, right? Putting forth the energy. You're seeing how this 8 of Wands guy looks like he's kind of holding both of those wands, and he's also got these other wands behind him, right? So he's moving forward. This is showing in the 8 of Wands action, movement, energy that's in motion. And you're opening yourself up here with the Knight of Cups energy to your creative energy, to listening to your intuition, to finding emotional balance within the self, union within the self, because we also have the Lover energy here, Lover's energy here as well. And the Lover's card is also about making major life decisions, making choices, setting out your intention, like this is saying here with the Tiger's Eye, clear purpose, right? Clear purpose, clear direction, and movement forward. The Knight of Swords can also be that if you are, wanting to take inspired action towards accomplishing something, moving towards something that you're wanting in your life. With the Knight of Cups, this is opportunities, okay? Keeping that cup open with the Knight of Cups, open and receptive to the universe, right? To bringing something into your life. And especially for those of you that are wanting love, is you're letting go of that feeling of lack, that emptiness, right? Because for some of you, it can even be thinking, oh, well, I don't have a partner. I haven't met my future spouse yet. I haven't met my soulmate yet. And you kind of have that energy, where you feel like I'm never going to find the person, kind of more negative thinking. And this soul lesson where your soul is learning is to break away from that and to not allow yourself to be kind of controlled by your thoughts, but for you to really kind of take in all the information, all the lessons that you are learning in this process, and how you're finding that balance and that union within the self with the Lover's card, which is about our feminine and our masculine energy within us, right? So when we can find that union and that balance and also get our feminine and masculine energies to work together, that brings this power of manifestation in, right? That totally brings that energy of manifestation in for us, because the feminine energy would be the part of us that is creative, that is intuitive, that is, has the power to manifest. But unless that masculine energy is kicked into gear, which is going to be the action part of us, the part of us that stays disciplined, the part of us that stays focused, organized, to set out and create a plan, a strategy for what it is that we're wanting to accomplish. Okay, so some beautiful lessons. The Five of Wands is also about letting go of conflict, right? It can also feel like if there is something that you're wanting to accomplish in your life, you may feel like you're competing with other people, right? And that can also be a lesson. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare your success to the next person's, right? Your journey is your own. Your journey is unique to you. So this is letting go of any of that feeling of competitiveness, which can also be, a good energy as well, as long as it's not so much of the negative where you kind of put yourself down and say, okay, well, both me and my friend both went out and set out to do this manifestation, this goal. And insecurities or self-doubt, right, are something that make you feel like, oh, I don't even know why I tried to do this when this person did it better than me. So why should I even try? Why should I even, do that thing, right? So as long as this energy here with the Five of Wands is more so like if it's helping you rather than hindering you, right? It's kind of giving you that power and that energy to say, okay, I want this, I'm going to go after it. And even if there is some challenges or some obstacles that are along my path, I am okay to create change, because the fives in the tarot are about challenge. They can also be about changes that are needed, right? Which you're also seeing here. So some could be for some of you that you feel like you're being challenged, you're struggling. There's a lot of inner conflict that's kind of happening or going on, or where you do notice that you kind of have a tendency to self-sabotage, right? So that Page of Swords, like I said, all about learning. This Page of Swords is a student energy. So it's kind of like taking in all of the information, the learning, working on maturing the thoughts, right? Away from the negative, learning how to truly step into your power, find your confidence as well, because we do have the strength energy, which is connected into the solar plexus chakra. So this is going to be you finding your power, finding your strength, and that drive that you have, that passion to take that first step moving forward, to kind of open yourself up to opportunities that are headed your way, and making sure that you're open and receptive, right? Because we can kind of go out into the world and say, yes, I want this and I want that, but are we prepared, right? Vibrationally, to be able to kind of accept that new thing from coming in our life, and also with letting go of the things that are not in alignment with us, right? Like if we're saying, oh, I want this relationship, I want a partner who's loving, I want a partner who's respecting me, I want a partner who sees me, who knows my worth, but yet we're still dealing with someone who is ghosting us, or not texting us, or not calling us, or whatever those things are, right? You're keeping yourself in that energy. So it's really about you also finding your worth, knowing your worth, right? And what your worthiness is, knowing your worthiness to abundance, just like the next person that has access to the abundance that the universe is giving, the blessings through here. Okay, so what lesson is pile number 2's soul learning? And we've got some Leo energy here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, strong Gemini, Aries, Leo, Sag, and Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's see, what lesson is pile 2's? We have the Ocean here. Okay. What lesson is pile number 2's soul learning? We also have, what is that? Morels? And then we also have the Iris. Okay. So let me take a look at what these ones are. This is, I will put this down below. This is like a super long name for Strange Women, the Botanical Oracle. But with the Ocean energy here, let's see what this one is about for pile 2. Okay, so this one is about deep feelings, emotional depth, and it says there is more to explore and learn on an emotional level. Okay, this may also refer to someone who is a water sign. So learning balance, right? Learning emotional maturity, emotional depth, learning your intuition. The Knight of Cups is also learning unconditional love, right? Because we also have the Lover's energy here. So you could be having a lesson learning unconditional love, what unconditional love is and what it is not, right? And then we also have the Morals, and it says hidden truths, Secrets, indirectness. If this card is next to the honeybee, then the truth will be revealed soon. So it's not. So this is about hidden truth, secrets, right? Learning those secrets and that wisdom and knowledge that is also within you, right? All of the answers. Sometimes we look outside of ourselves for answers when those answers can really kind of be found within us. And then we have the iris here. And it says that the iris is a symbol of royalty, strength, admiration, wisdom, and courage. Okay? It may also refer to a powerful woman or a powerful person. Okay? So like I said, you are finding your power here, right? Reclaiming your power, especially if, you know, you feel like a person or a situation that you've gone through has taken that power away from you, right? This is reclaiming that. So let's see, pile 2. What lesson is your soul learning? We have a soul mission, and it says finding your own path in life, discovering what your soul mission is, and the path of knowledge. Okay? So many of you could be, you know, kind of your soul is trying to help you, to guide you towards what your life purpose is, what your soul's purpose is. Okay? What lesson is pile number 2 learning? What soul lesson? We have play, and it says enjoying what one is doing, having fun and feeling good, and higher vibrations. Okay? So this is also about you not just doing, say, like any old job, right? Or a relationship that is stagnant, right? One that feels like it's not really making you feel fulfilled. This is really teaching you to connect yourself, I feel like, into people, connections, friendships, situations that are making you feel happy, that are bringing joy into your life, right? Or even a job that you enjoy, a career path that you enjoy, hobbies that you enjoy. Okay? Elevating your vibration. What soul lesson is pile 2 learning? We have knowledge, gift of knowledge to inform others, studying, learning to know, and ancient wisdom. Okay? So many of you could be with that Page of Swords energy, like I said, this studying, learning, a student, right? It could be that you are taking classes, that you're learning how to improve upon yourself. And with the gift of knowledge to inform others, it could even be that some of you may feel like your guides in training or mentors in training, or that you have the natural gift or the natural teaching ability. You have the gift of motivating people. Let's see what else. What lesson is pile number 2's soul learning? Okay. So we have the witch within, and it says connecting with your inner witch, amplifying your energy for your manifestations and rituals. Okay. So like I said, some powerful energy that we're seeing here with that tiger eye with manifestation, right? Learning how to work with the elements, learning how to work with your spirit guides, ancestors, to really work to bring, like I said, those manifestations into form. And then we also have ready here. And it says, ready to do something, the opportunity is ripe, and now is your time, right? Which means that you're not delaying, you're not procrastinating, you're not keeping yourself stuck or stagnant because of fear, right? Because of your own fear of maybe insecurities, worthiness, like I said, to love or abundance or anything else in your life, worthiness to success. Okay, bottom of the deck we have reaching here, and it says the moment to act has arrived. Reaching your desired destination and carrying out a plan. Okay, carrying out a plan. So you have the energy of that feminine energy, the manifestation, and then bringing it into form here with that energy of reaching. Okay, so let's actually go into these. What lesson is pile number 2's soul learning? We have regrets, loneliness, loss, grief, isolation, despair, sadness, and things that are heartbreaking. Okay? And this can be learning to let go, learning to release, right? Learning to heal those things that your energy still may be holding on to. Okay? From past relationships, connections, friendship. Okay? Some of you may have also recently experienced loss, whether you're losing someone physically, like someone has passed away, and and kind of healing through that experience. But it can also be, you know, having and going through a breakup, right? Going through a breakup. Our body doesn't really know the difference. All it knows is it feels is loss, right? So that grieving process is something that can be very challenging, very painful, okay? And then we have transformation here. Endings, closure, regeneration, and a rebirth, okay? So being able to also release and heal things that you're holding on to from the past, right? How to release so that you're not carrying the burdens, the stress, the pain with you, and rather using that energy to transform. You're transmuting the energy here. So what lesson is PAL 2 soul learning? Nurturing, right? And that can first and foremost start off with nurturing the self, okay? Nurturing the self, which this is also connected into the feminine energy. Okay, learning to be successful, learning that you have the power to be able to manifest, right? Abundance, prosperity. We also have nostalgia here, childhood memories, past life reunions, homesick, feeling of kindness, support, generosity. Okay, so to me, this is also being able to heal and let go of the past, also any inner childhood things that you're needing to heal from. Right? It can even be, for some of you, clearing past life karma, right? Past life karmic lessons. So what lessons is pile number 2's soul learning? We've got retreat, relax, and RIP. Okay? So to me, this is kind of tying into this energy here. I'm also getting Scorpio. About your rebirth. We have these bats here, and bats are also the symbol of rebirth. Okay, so it's kind of like you are becoming, and the lesson that you're going through at this time is to learn to be that phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, regardless of what it is that you've experienced recently, you're currently going through, as you're learning to rise, you're learning to stand in your power. Okay, what lesson is pile number 2's soul learning? What lesson is pile 2's? We have in the flow, in sync energies, right? You're learning how to, I feel like, remove stagnancy from your life and learning to flow, universal flow, with bringing in certain manifestations. We have avoidance, procrastination, and unwillingness, okay? That's kind of what we were seeing earlier. Like I said, with that Knight of Wands in reverse, where some of you may have a tendency to self-sabotage, things that we try to avoid, making changes, resistance, right? That is blocking the flow, the movement forward for us. Procrastinating with certain things, unwillingness to change our circumstances, right? Especially if we feel like, I don't like my life right now, things aren't really going the way that I want them to. This is you finding the power to understand that you are the creator here. You are the manifester. You are kind of like the magician in the tarot. You're finding your power to be able to change away from that avoidance and procrastination and unwillingness to change, resistance that you create for yourself by your own thoughts for some of you, right? Your own inner conflict. You're learning to break away from that because this energy creates resistance for you. Whereas this is you learning to find that balance, like we saw the Lovers there, which is that union within the self, which is flow. Okay, so what lesson is pile 2's soul learning? Last message. We have the guiding light, right? And like I said, some of you are almost feel like you guys are guides in training. The guiding light, though, is all connected to the Hermit in the tarot. And the Hermit is a guide. The Hermit is can also be like a mentor, someone who's guiding others, leading others. But this is also for you to take time for introspection, reflection, diving deep within the self, finding out who you are, what you want in life, right? Leading yourself through periods of doubt, of learning to sacrifice, learning to create positive change within your life to really help you through some of those more difficult, challenging energies that you may experience, right? Some of you could be depression, anxiety, feeling lost, feeling alone, feelings of lack. Like I said with the 5 of Pentacles, you're learning how to move through that energy, right? You're moving through that energy. So for some of you, this can be a need for really taking some time to break away from people and to really kind of deep dive into you, discovering who you are, your authenticity, right? Because your soul mission here is finding your own path in life, your path, not the next person's path or your friend's path or somebody that you see on Instagram's path. This is the path for you, right? Discovering what your mission is. And that hermit type of energy is where we find that out, right? Like I said, for some of times we look outside of ourselves for answers, right? Those answers are found within us. And that is what Spirit is really wanting you. And we have this crow that's kind of sitting on top here too. So I'm also feeling that this is, your spirit guides trying to help you, trying to, guide you through this time where you're no longer kind of stuck in this energy here of stagnancy and fear of making or creating change, but you're learning how to really be a very powerful manifester. And whatever you feel that is aligning for you, whatever you feel is meant for you within your lifetime, you have the potential to make it happen. You have the power to manifest it, right? If it's something for you, right? Whether it's a career change, job change, something that you really want to do, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be an artist, if you want to do, whatever it may be. Okay? But I love this energy. So, pile number 2, I'm going to leave it here for you. I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So for those of you that resonated with the Pyrite card here, we're going to start off your reading with the message for this card, and then we will move into your tarot messages. So the energy of the Pyrite card, as far as what lesson your soul is learning, is that you are learning your worth, your value, or learning to appreciate yourself. Okay? Learning to really appreciate yourself, finding your inherent value within yourself, meaning that you are no longer willing to accept, certain people, situations who are kind of creating any type of, confusion, anything in your life that is not really in alignment with you, or people that are, kind of directing certain energies towards you, that you're worth well enough to be able to kind of remove yourself from those types of friendships, relationships, situations, jobs. You're finding your worth within you, okay? This is also about letting go of any scarcity type of mentality, and seeing what is truly available to you, right? The abundance that the universe does provide, and that you are choosing to let go of any of those lack, scarcity type of mentality of feeling that there is, nothing that's available to you, right? Or there's no way that I can change my situation. There's no way that I can be abundant and live a life that that you're deserving of, right? So it's really all about you finding that within yourself. Okay? So changing into a more abundant mindset, right? And that abundance is not just with financial stuff, but it's also with love, knowing your worth, knowing that you are worthy of abundance. You are worthy of unconditional love, and you learning that. And it may be that some of you are going through some challenges. It could be that you feel like you're being challenged in life, even challenged with certain relationships and partnerships where you feel like a person doesn't see your worth, right? And so when you're able to kind of separate yourself away from people like that, you are showing in a way the universe, I've learned this lesson, right? I know what my worth is. I know that I am worthy of unconditional love. I know that I am worthy of abundance, and I see that abundance is available to me, right? Letting go of that lack or scarcity type of mentality, mindset. So that is a big lesson for many of you that are kind of learning that right now. So let's go into your tarot. For pile number 3, what lesson is your soul learning, pile 3? What lesson is pile number 3's soul learning? What lesson is pile 3's soul learning? Okay, so we have the High Priestess. We also have the Knight of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. I love it. Yep. 3 of Wands. What lesson is pile number 3's soul learning? We have the Page of Swords, so definitely some lessons here with the Page of Swords. Okay, we also have the Hangman. So this is also learning to change your perspective, pile 3. Okay, learning how to change your perspective more in the energy of flow. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. And then we also have the Death card. Okay, so yeah. And I'm seeing the Ace of Swords right underneath that. So we've got some Scorpio energy here. We've also got some Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We also have some strong Leo energy coming through. Okay. Is what I'm also seeing here come through the strongest energies. Okay, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, we have the Death card here, and the Death card is about transformation. It's also about bringing situations, certain ways of thinking, anything that is no longer serving to an end, right? And going through our own transformative process. Okay, so this can be for you, your soul is learning to shed old skin, learning to gain clarity in this transformative process to be able to kind of have these breakthroughs, the light bulb going on, you know, this newfound awareness, this clarity of consciousness, and, you know, maybe even what I'm seeing here with the High Priestess is learning to trust your intuition, right? Being more tuned into your intuition, because your intuition is really going to help you to guide you along your path. And sometimes we ignore what our intuition is telling us, right? We create resistance for ourselves by ignoring our intuition, not trusting our intuition. And our intuition is going to give us clues as to what we need to move towards, what we need to move away from, what steps we're needing to kind of take next in life. And when we kind of shut out that voice, that inner voice from within, we lose our compass. We lose our direction in life. Okay? So being that your card here is about you learning what your worth is, what your value, this is you learning, you know, you're discovering yourself, who you are as a person, going through this powerful transformation process, learning to better trust what your intuition is guiding you towards so that you know well enough with this Knight of Swords energy to take action. Okay, to take action here, to kind of step up, to take the lead, to make decisions, to make final decisions that are going to help to change and kind of, for some of you, move you out of a current situation that you could be kind of stuck in or kind of feeling like your life is stagnant. We also have the Wheel of Fortune here as well. And so this Wheel of Fortune, especially with the High Priestess here, to me is about your soul learning to align with where you are destined to be. Okay? With where you're destined to be. And this really is about you and the importance, I feel like, with the High Priestess here, because the more that you tune in and learn to trust what your intuition is guiding you, the more, the quicker, the faster you will come into alignment with where you're meant to be in your life. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is about flow, it's about abundance, it's about prosperity, it's about good luck, right? And kind of bringing all of that powerful energy towards us by not being afraid to take that first step. With the 3 of Wands energy here, this is also about, you know, seeing the potential that you have within your future, right? And being able to kind of work towards that. We do have the Page of Swords energy here, so to me, this is also about you learning many lessons, right? To me, because it's also next to the Hangman is all about perspective, being able to see things from a different perspective. So for those of you where you don't know what your worth is, or you're even kind of stuck in this scarcity mindset, lack type of mentality, whether it's lack in abundance, lack in love, lack, any type of lack that you're experiencing in your life, that you learn how to change the way that you think. The Page of Swords energy here can sometimes be immaturity when it comes to the way that we think, the way that we speak. And sometimes those words can be towards ourselves, and they can be rather negative. They could be, saying things to ourselves like, oh, we're never going to be able to do this. We're never going to be able to do that. It's not the right time. This isn't going to happen for me. Whatever that negative self-talk may be. So this is you learning how to improve upon the way that you speak, the way that you think, and really help in transforming, learning, right? Learning how to communicate what your needs are as well. And learning how to do it in a way where you are feeling more confident in yourself, right? For some of you, I'm even feeling finding your voice, okay? Finding your voice, speaking your truth, speaking your authenticity, learning to find yourself, your identity, right? That knowledge, that wisdom that you hold within as that high priestess, and finding confidence. I'm seeing the strength energy here. I'm also getting connection to the crown chakra, solar plexus. Okay, crown chakra and solar plexus here. Could even be some third eye energy here. But to me, this is about clearing those blockages, right? You feeling confident in yourself, courageous enough to be able to change your circumstances, change your situation, remove yourself from situations that you know are no longer serving, and helping you to align with where you are destined to be in your life. The person you are meant to be, the reason that you've incarnated here, right? Which is kind of what your soul is kind of through this learning process. Learning to control the thoughts or the words or the insecurities or things that are kind of no longer serving. So yeah, to me, this is about you finding your power here, finding your voice, right? Especially if it's for some of you that are feeling less than. Those of you that are feeling not good enough or not confident enough in yourself, low self-esteem, low self-worth. And I'm saying that because I'm seeing in this hangman energy, we have this person down here, and it almost looks like this person is kind of like standing above them with this wand in their hand. Almost looks like he's kind of holding him by his hair. But yeah, so it's kind of like there's this inferiority or needing to kind of change the way that you see, or maybe if you kind of allow a person or a situation to control you or to have power over you, that you are feeling strong enough and courageous enough to kind of tame, that energy, either something that's happening within you, right? Because sometimes those thoughts, the mindset can also take us over, right? And make us feel low, right? So for some of you, it could literally be another person that's making you feel that way, but it can also be what we do to ourselves, right? Where we feel unworthy, we feel like we're not good enough, we're not able to get to that level, okay? Which is also something that I'm seeing here. So this is going to be about you changing. Your lesson here is learning to change the way that you think, okay? Letting go of any type of immaturity centered around the thoughts, the way that you communicate within yourself or even towards other people, right? It could even be a need for taking time to really tune into the intuition as well, because for some of you, the Knight of Swords can be that you are someone who's also very impulsive and that you make decisions sometimes that could get you in trouble or kind of lead to results that you don't really want in your life, okay? So that can also be a message for some of you, learning to slow down and to kind of go with the flow and to, take action towards, like I said, the goals, achieving certain goals, making things happen, okay? Those of you that have been, though, quite stagnant, then I would say that this is the opposite for you. This is going to be a really need for you to kind of be decisive, take action, right? Especially if you say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to get this done. This is about actually doing it, about putting forth the action, because you know that you're deserving of it. You know that you are worthy of the abundance. You're worthy of anything that you're wanting to align with within your life. Okay. And I do feel like with the Ace of Swords, this is Spirit really saying that the lesson for you is clarity, right? It's you being able to think clearly, see situations clearly, and to really honor what your intuition is really guiding you towards. Okay. So let's see pile 3. Pile 3, what lesson is your soul learning at this time? What lesson is pile number 3's soul learning? We have the Alchemist, okay, which is all about manifestation, creation, co-creation. We also have the Snake. And to me, this is also the removal of any type of illusion, deception, deceiving thoughts, right? People, situations that are deceiving you, or even your own thoughts deceiving you, making you feel like you are unworthy, or making you feel like I am less than, or I'm not worthy of success. I'm not worthy of abundance. I'm not worthy of love, whatever that may be for you, whatever this lack energy is kind of coming from. Okay. So with the Alchemist, this is about using your creativity to change the outcome of situations that are happening within your life. Okay. Helping you to transform your reality. And then with the Snake energy here, this is also personal transformation, which we're already seeing here with the Death card. This is, again, like I said, shedding old skin, letting go of the old self, revealing the authentic self, the true self. Okay, with that energy, leaving the past behind, which can be people, situations, habits, life events that you've gone through. We're leaving those in the past. Okay, trauma, pain, anything that we've experienced, we're not bringing it with us forward. Okay, we're letting that old self go, and all of the, things attached to that, right? Attached to a person, attached to a situation, attached to an old friendship, attached to a certain trauma that we've gone through. We're shedding that away because it is no longer necessary or needed to where you are aligning with. Okay? And then we also have the energy of Cinnamon here as well, which is beautiful because this is about prosperity, inheritance, luck with love and money. Okay, so once you learn your worth, you learn your worthiness to all of these things, right? And once you know what your worth is, you begin to attract different energy into your life, right? Some of you could be in this lowered vibration where you are attracting more lack, right? Whether it's finances, love, right? But once you know what your worth is, which means no longer dealing with people that are trying to make you feel fooled or trying to string you along, or people that are not showing you that they recognize what your true worth is, right? The longer you keep yourself in that situation, we're letting the universe know, I haven't learned this lesson yet, right? Because this is what I'm still experiencing, meaning I haven't learned yet. I don't know my worth. I don't know my value. I haven't learned that I have the power to change my situation, right? We keep keeping ourselves in that same stuck karmic cycle over and over again, right? This is your soul learning to break free from that, right? Freedom, transformation, opening yourself up to the abundance that comes along with that Wheel of Fortune energy, right? In all areas of your life, okay? Which is beautiful, what you guys are learning, right? It may not be an easy process, right? Because we all go through this, right? But the more that you understand and change your perspective and say, okay, I get it, I understand, right? I see what I meant to learn here in this situation with this person. I see what I meant to learn here in this relationship. I've learned the lesson. I'm letting this go. I'm letting this person go. I've learned. I don't need to be tested anymore, right? Because that can get annoying, right? But there's a reason it keeps happening, especially if we notice patterns that have been repeating in our life for years and years and years. There's a reason for that. We haven't learned, right? So this Page of Swords energy is you taking in the lessons, paying close attention, looking at the information, changing your perspective, taking a step back to say, what am I learning from this? What is this person teaching me? What is this situation teaching me? Right? How can I choose to change the way that I think instead of kind of saying, okay, woe is me. I'm in this lack mentality. I'm in this lack mindset and I'll never have anything. Or we can change it into us finding our power, our courage, our strength to change and choose to transform from these more difficult and more challenging situations that we go through. Okay? So let's see. Pile 3, what lesson is your soul learning? We have risky choices. One will hear, one will heal. The other is toxic. Choice between good and evil, danger, risk, and warning. Okay? So this may also be for some of you learning how to make better choices for yourself in your life. Okay? Sometimes, like I said, that Knight of Swords can be very impulsive in nature, where it could either be to our, something that's very positive for us, but it can also be something that's to our detriment, right? Especially if you know that every time I make a choice or a decision, I always end up in this place when I'm not happy, right? That's taking us a need for us to kind of slow down and take a look at our choices, take a look at the way that we're thinking, the way that we're acting, the way that we're speaking, right? Within ourselves and with other people. Okay? So this is about you being able to make the right choices, learning to make the right choices. Okay? One that's going to help to heal you and transform and grow, whereas the other one may be something that keeps you stuck. Okay? And that's what you're learning here. Learning to trust your gut feeling about people, about situations. We have the afterlife here, and it says blessings of a long life, death and a rebirth, and reincarnation. Okay? And we've got the death card here. So yes, very powerful transformation of self that your soul is learning to transform, to step into the real you, the authentic you, without the conditioning. Okay? We have closing here, and it says come to the end of a phase, the conclusion of something, and completing a cycle. So I'm definitely feeling like you guys are completing karmic cycles here. Okay? Your soul is learning to close out these karmic cycles that for many of you, you may have kept yourself stuck in over and over and over again. Loneliness, walking a lonely path, feeling deserted, neglected, and feeling like you have no support system. Okay? So many of you may be learning that in this time where you do feel like I am alone or I am lonely, right? To me, that is more the energy of duality, where we see separation, right? We see separation from us and source, us and the next person, okay? Part of you right now, it could be that you are on a solo journey, and this may be something that is necessary for you to truly find yourself, okay? For others of you, I'm seeing this as a need for you to not feel alone, but for you to recognize that spirit is always there. Your spirit team is always there. So that you don't feel like you are alone. Okay? Feeling, to me, we have loneliness here. The 5 of Pentacles can also be abandonment, right? It could be that you're healing abandonment wounds from relationships, from childhood, for some of you. The 5 of Pentacles is when we feel shut out by another person, by people. We feel feelings of loneliness. We feel feelings of despair, okay, as well. Yeah, for some of you, I'm getting that this could be a solo journey for you right now. And it may be something that's meant for you, right? Meant for you at this time, so that you're truly aligning yourself. We also have movement here, and it says advancing to the next level, going forward despite the challenges and being able to see progress. Okay? So like I said, for many of you, it is action that is required to move away from any type of stagnancy. Okay? Underneath the deck, we have dignity, right? Your soul learning to hold dignity within the self, standing in your truth, learning to love yourself first, and not compromising, especially when it comes to a situation that you know is not meant for you, not healthy for you, not leading you to where you want to be, right? To me, this is also kind of like the hermit energy, where you may feel alone. You could even be choosing to shut other people away for some of you. Choosing to be alone right now. right? Because you may feel a little bit lost and you're trying to find yourself through this process. Okay? But I feel like you're going through, like I said, a huge transformation right now with the energy that's coming through. Going through your death and rebirth process, right? Which is the death of the old self. The old self that is no longer needed where you are destined to be. Okay? So we're shedding away the old skin. Let's see what else. We've got in the shadows, and it says dreams, fears, illusion, hidden, confusion, and feeling misunderstood. Okay? So to me, this is a lot of the clouded judgment, a lot of the illusion that you're breaking away from, a lot of irrational fears that you're learning to break free from. Okay? Away from confusion, away from feeling misunderstood by others. Like I said, to me, this is the energy of duality, where you see yourself as separate from people, right? And we're not separate. We're all interconnected, right? I am you, you are me. We are all reflections of each other, of the divine, okay? So to me, this is also you healing that energy too, is duality and connecting more into oneness. We have intimidation, winning at all costs, manipulation, feeling defeated, learning to surrender, lack of communication, right? So it can be that you are someone who is intimidated by other people, right? Or you could be someone who has been manipulative in the past, or you have other people who try to manipulate you. You feel defeated, learning to surrender to situations, learning to communicate, right? Learning to speak your truth, learning to speak up or stand up for yourself for some of you. Like I said, for some of you, finding your voice, right? Learning that you don't need to, for those of you that have had issues with manipulating in the past, right? And manipulation to get a certain outcome, right? Where you no longer have to feel, I don't have to manipulate the situation in order to get what I want, right? So changing your perspective in the way that you think about things, and no longer, kind of hiding in those more shadow aspect type of energies. We're learning to find balance, right? What lesson is your soul learning? Pile number 3. Surrender. New perspective, sacrifice, willing to let go, right? Making peace with your past. Learning to sacrifice, certain things, give up certain things, let go of certain things that you know are not aligned. The old life, not aligned. And for some of you that are feeling a lot of this powerful shift that's happening within you, it could be about you really surrendering into this new perspective that is trying to take place within you, right? Which could be letting go of, like if you're someone who is holding on to something specific, like let's just say that you're paying for an expensive apartment, and you really want a more simple life, right? But the ego is kind of like, oh, well, we can't let go of this apartment. This apartment is cool, and it's it's expensive. So it can be just learning to let go, learning to sacrifice, learning to let go of certain things, and without the attachment to them, right? Material things, right? Things that we don't really need to function, things that we don't really need, things that we think are going to make us happy, and they really don't, right? Not until we really find that, that balance, that happiness within ourselves, right? We can have some things like, that make us happy if we shop and we go buy something. How long is that happiness going to last, right? So it's kind of making the sacrifices, learning to let go of people, of friendships, of jobs, whatever it may be, changing your perspective. What is pile 3's lesson? Possessiveness, holding on to something, people, possessions, issues, hoarding, stinginess, control, and financial security, right? So to me, this can even be hoarding stuff, money, afraid to take a risk, right? Afraid to, spend a little bit money in order to create more money. Or trying to control other people, trying to manipulate other people, trying to get people to see things, say, your way, right? Where you learn to just let go, right? You learn that you can only control yourself, your own life. Okay? Prioritizing what is important in your life. Learning to be adaptable, learning to be resourceful, learning to be flexible with your choices, finding balance within your life. Okay? Also recognizing when there are certain things that are outside of your control, right? And when to let go of, say, that idea, right? And do something that maybe, say, is more in alignment with you, the new you. So what lesson is pile number 3's soul learning at this time? Last messages. What lesson is pile number 3's soul learning? Unconditional love. Right? Which to me says a lot about emotional maturity. Okay? You're learning what unconditional love is and what it is not. Okay? We have endings here with the clean house, right? Which is really about all that transformation that we were seeing. Okay? Starting fresh, starting new, leaving the past in the past. What lesson? We have spirit animal contact, pay attention to the signs, right? So you're learning, like I said with the high priestess earlier, you're learning to tune into your intuition. You're learning to trust. You're learning to live a life that is guided by the divine, by spirit, by God, by universe. Okay? What lesson is your soul learning, pile 3? Someone's thinking of you. Okay. What lesson is pile number 3's soul learning? Growth. Okay. So lots of growth. I'm not sure what this message is in here, but I feel like I want to investigate a little bit. Maybe for some of you this is a crush. Underneath the deck we do have emptiness, loneliness, void of spirit, right? So to me, especially with this loneliness here, walking a lonely path, feeling deserted or neglected, and feeling like you have no support system, right? This is really spirit telling me here that you guys, some of you, are disconnected from source, right? You're disconnected, and that may be where your intuition is blocked, or you're not, honoring or listening to what your intuition is telling you or guiding you. Okay? That is when we feel empty. That is when we feel void. Like we are alone. We feel separate, right? No one loves us. No one's supporting us. No one's this. No one's that, right? When we feel that void and that emptiness within, that is because we are disconnected from God, from source, from spirit, from universe. Okay? We feel that energy of lack inside of us, which is something that I feel like Spirit is trying to help you to learn, is that you are not alone. Okay? You never need to feel lonely because you never are. You are never alone. There is always our connection to source, right? And through healing, through forgiveness, through releasing our past, where we're able to grow and evolve, we strengthen that connection to the universe, to source. Okay? So many of you are learning that you don't need to feel that way. Okay? You don't need to feel alone just because you don't have a relationship, or even if you feel like, oh, I have a million friends, but I still feel alone. I still feel lonely, right? That's a need for us to really connect into our spirit guides, right? And for some of you that haven't really done that before, it could be introducing yourself, right? Talking to them, making a little spiritual sacred space in your room or in your house, putting the ancestors' pictures up, right? Connecting with them. They are going to communicate with you. They're always communicating with you, helping to guide you. This is Spirit saying, pay attention to what the signs are. Okay? I'm also kind of looking at this now, because we have emptiness and loneliness, and then we have loneliness here and this energy of lack. And then we have this message here of someone is thinking of you. To me, this is tying into the loneliness, because if you're feeling empty and lonely and this feeling of lack, that I feel like Spirit, the lesson that you're meant to learn is that you are always loved. You were always cared for. And you do have support, right? Even if you feel like, oh, well, I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. I don't have a partner. I am alone, right? I feel like this is Spirit wanting you to know, don't feel alone, right? We're always here for you. We have spirit animal contact, so you can even have some spirit animals that are kind of coming through the dream state, or even ones that you're seeing out in your backyard. And that's kind of what I'm feeling this is. Someone's thinking of you, is kind of like Spirit wanting you to know we are always there. We're always there for you to help you through this growth process, to help you through this transformative process. You don't have to feel alone, right? Especially with you guys going through this powerful transformation. You may feel very isolated right now, right? Why? Because you're going through this process where you are shedding away the you that you've known your whole life up until this point. What's left when you remove the trauma, the conditioning, the energy of lack, any inner child stuff? Take that all away. What is left? Who is left? Right? And that's what you're discovering here. So that's kind of where I'm feeling that this is Spirit saying that you are being supported, right? You are being supported. You are loved. Okay. You're going through a rebirth process. It can feel very, especially for those of you that could be, going through the beginning of a spiritual awakening, right? Which can be scary. It can feel like you're losing your mind. You can feel like you're going crazy, like you're going into psychosis. Just kind of like not even knowing who you are anymore, where nothing resonates with you anymore. Nothing feels like it fits anymore, right? Because you're getting rid of the old self. You're uncovering the new you, which has nothing to do with the past you. Okay? So I feel like this is where Spirit is saying, we're thinking about you. We love you. We're here for you. Be open to communicating with us. Know that you're never alone. Okay? And like I said, for many of you, healing is going to be something that helps you to clear and remove those blockages that you have in your crown chakra, your third eye chakra. Okay, so that you can connect into source. You can learn to trust your intuition more and live that life that is led by the divine, by source, by God, where you start to feel more at peace, more at ease, because you feel and you trust where you're being led, and knowing that everything that you are being led to is for your highest good. It may be for growth, it could be for a lesson, but it can also be something that's helping you to align with your authentic self. Okay? Which is beautiful. So that's kind of what I'm feeling. This is right here. Okay? Learning unconditional love. Learning to love yourself, your worth. Okay, pile 3? So I'm going to leave it here for you. And I hope you guys found this reading helpful for you guys. And I will see you in the next one.